This is competition at its best, and these two schools, it doesn't matter. I've said this many times, doesn't matter what sport, what it is, these two teams love to compete against each other, and I think you're going to see a very, very competitive game here tonight.
The old rivalry, the old adage is you can throw out all the records because when the two get together, I mean, anything can happen.
Well, no doubt about that, and that's been proven in the history of this series, which Newark, has a commanding lead overall in the series, but of late, the Gales have won 7 straight, if my math is right, and of course with a win tonight, that would be 4 straight years, and something that, I know Coach Quackenbush and his staff have worked very hard. They've got a young team, they've come a long way, and then Coach Kaufman, I think, has just done an outstanding job as well. You've got 2 very, very good high school basketball coaches and 2 excellent programs here tonight going at each other.
Well, Thomason comes in as their leading scorer at 12.3 a game, and they have some balance in there. They got several people in the 7 to 8 point per game range, but I think that's what they're looking for is a little more offensive punch. Yeah,
there's no doubt, and it depends on how they want to try to play this game, and, there's a lot of different theories, a lot of different ways, and, a lot of times, when you play someone the first time, you don't always see the same style offensively and defensively sometimes the second time. And tonight they have a freshman point guard starting, Cody Dennison. They brought him up, and since they brought him up, they've won 6 out of 7 games. And I was talking to Coach Quackenbush before the game, and he thinks he's really a good player. He's got a chance, if he keeps working at it, to be very special. So, we're going to see all that. And then, of course, we all remember football and Mr. Aaron Huffman, what a great athlete he is. He's a board banger, and he can do a lot of things for him on the floor. And then you got Kendall Stinson, but this Gale team is one that, it's a very talented group. But, I think these kids have done a great job of staying together. They've done a great job of competing hard. They're 12-1, 5-0 in the OCC, and that's not by accident. Coach Kaufman, his staff have done a great job. They prepare hard, just, like they should, and, I'm very proud of them, and I know a lot of people in Lancaster are. And we want to welcome our friends in Newark tonight that are going to be watching this. We really appreciate when we were over there, they were able to send us their feed, and they did an outstanding job. And we're going to try to do the same for them here tonight and be as fair as we can.
That's exactly right. We want to tell you right now as we're just about ready for the opening tip-off. Tonight's opening tip, as always, brought to you by Sugar Bears Pizzeria at 147 Cedar Hill Road. Sugar Bears has great appetizers, salads, pasta, subs, and you can even create your own 7 to 17-inch pizza with your choice of toppings. They even have apple and cherry dessert pizzas. Of course, kids' meals are available along with daily lunch specials for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Sunday 4 to 9, and of course closed Monday. We want to thank Sugar Bears Pizzeria all year as they've done for sponsoring that opening tip-off.
Well, they're great people. They've got they got a great thing going there. We hope everybody patronizes them, and when you go in, thank them, because local programming like this is very special, especially when you're dealing with high school sports, and we do really appreciate it.
Well, Newark now takes the floor as Lancaster does their traditional dance. You got a great shot there before they get their game going. And as they come out to play, the Gales obviously with the home court advantage in this rivalry tonight, they're going to try to use that in a packed house.
Yeah, it's a great crowd. It's just what you would hope for, anytime you get these two schools together. And tonight is a very special night. Lancaster High School in December with the win over Hilliard Darby gained its 1,000th win. Well, tonight, afterwards, we're having a little ceremony, and they've got a lot of the former players. I know all-time leading scorer in Gale history, Greg Cave, is in attendance tonight. Caught a flight in today from North Carolina. We've got guys from California everywhere come back. But I do want to give credit. Newark has 1,367 wins.
Wow.
So, when you talk about programs, you always have to put Newark right up there. And certainly these two programs have been 2 of the very best in the state.
Little miscue there on the opening tip, so we'll try it again as McKnight never even got airborne, and this time he tips it, and Newark gets the jump. And as you said, we'll have to see how this freshman point guard handles the rock for Newark. Gales in a man-to-man and stolen by McKnight. Quickly down the floor, he falls, tripped there as he tried to make a behind-the-back dribble, and now another quick turnover. And boy, for Newark, that's the one thing you want to try not to do is the quick turnovers. Wow. And if you're the Gales, you might want to try the same, huh? Now, Carr in trouble. A couple cross-court passes. Finally, McKnight gets the roll.
You know, Brett McKnight had a big night against the Wildcats over there, was the leading scorer in that game, and, you know, it's hard to take away one or two weapons on this Gale Forest team because they have so many.
Gale's in a 1-2-2 press that looked like they're at half court. Broken by Newark. Long shot, missed, but a long rebound inside. Up and in. Bucket by Huffman. So Huffman with his first two of the night, and game all knotted at 2.
They got a little boxing one right here on Kevin Carr. Now, you know, Kevin Carr has only practiced for about 20 minutes this week. He's trying to get over a foot ailment and has been sick as well. So his conditioning, we'll see how he handles this here tonight.
Carr makes a nice pass inside. Ball momentarily lost. McKnight loses it back into the hands of Newark, and quickly up the floor is Stenson. Wildcats. Cody Dennison there. Well, he's quick, Jack.
Yeah, he's quick.
There
and this is the kind of game, you know, for a freshman, it's a, you know, you try to get a look at.
Right back up and in. Cochran puts it in for Newark, and Newark takes a two-point lead.
Well, you know, Cochran, he's a scrappy kid, and he plays real hard. He can shoot the three. And, you know, you got to pressure him, and he's aggressive.
Gales now along the baseline. No luck there as ball rims out. And Newark now with the chance to build a little more in that early lead. Dennison now drives the lane and banks it in. Lucky that the big man, Lightnegger, didn't pick up a foul on that.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a great play there by the freshman.
So back now, the Gales are on offense, and you see the replay there, and a nice move, as you said. Dennison.
Yeah, great body control. And
now McKnight tries a three, no good, and off his brother's hands, and the call was corrected. Initially, they had said it was the Gales' ball, but that's a correct call as it goes to Newark. And Huffman will inbounds. Stenson and Cody Dennison work the ball up against that trap, and this time a turnover. Nice dish pass there. Boy, nice pass into Carr from McKnight. And really a 1-3-1 press is what the Gales had. It was hard to pick that up the first time. Newark beats it again, and Cochran with another bucket. Jack, you surprised to see Lancaster in this 1-3-1 early on?
No, I think they've had some success trying to speed people up. You know, people have been kind of holding it on them a little bit, and I think they've had some success when they get moving a little bit. And I think it's a good move by Coach Kaufman.
Want to force the action a little more, try to pick it up.
Right. They've got, you know, better athletes in most of the teams that they're going to play, and they just feel like they need to move it up a little bit.
3-point attempt, and off the hands, McKnight gets the rebound, and they're going to call a foul down low. That'll be on Dennison. Freshman picks up his first foul. Well, one thing that impresses me so far from Cody Dennison's standpoint is small in stature but big on heart. He's all over that court, not afraid to take on anybody.
Right, he's a hustler.
And out of bounds off the Wildcats, so the Gales just trying to find their rhythm right now.
Well, it's early.
They try to work it inside to McKnight there. I think that's what you're going to see a little more here now, is trying to work it in. Big crowd here tonight, Jack.
Oh, absolutely. It's what it should be.
McKnight, and boy, most of the shot attempts right now from the Gales have all been beyond the arc.
Well, they're playing that box, but they're really collapsing inside, and they're trying to take Lightnecker and Chris McKnight out of it inside. So, you know, they're really dropping that backside guard down really hard.
Nice job opening up so far for Newark. As here's Dennison with the floater. That one's a little quick off the mark. McKnight with the rebound, quickly out to Carr. See Carr brings it up there into the center, sets it up. Wow. Cross-court pass. Lightnecker, nice. No good, misses the shot. They call an offensive foul on the big man.
They had him going over the back, and that's a tough call. I think when he is tall, you got to let him play and grab. At the same time, if it's an advantage, that's a tough one.
Yep.
I don't know that I would have called that, but
exactly.
But I don't think anybody knows who I'm for. You see the replay here. Now watch this.
Boy, that was he got his arm around him. I think that's what they hooked him for. But you're right. That could have easily been let go. So now the ball's over, in, and this one long, but rebound Newark. And right now Newark's come out firing. Thomason hits the bucket. 10-4. The Gales a little stunned. They continue to work the perimeter with the passing. And the Gales, another three-point attempt, and off again. And crowd wanted to foul on McKnight there from the Newark side. A lot of physical play going inside, but that's what you see in big games like this.
Well, that time, again, the shots aren't dropping, and I'm sure, Coach's going to try to get some diagonal cuts and some things through the middle of that, because the middle is open in that.
And there's the ball. Oh, that's a late call right there. McKnight had knocked it away, and they called a foul. That was about 3 seconds, Jack, after the play. McKnight picks up a foul.
That's like, your windshield washers. It's called a delay.
We'll see it here on the replay. He took around the corner, and here's the swipe. Boy, it looked clean. Now, there's no call yet. There's still no call, and there it came once Lightnecker had the ball.
Yeah, well, that's not, rule of thumb, it's not good defense.
No,
and Chris knows better than that, but it's still, I'm not, whether it was or not, I'm not sure.
Almost a steal there by Carr. And now Dennison over and back. Well, I'll tell you one thing. He wears that mouthpiece out of his mouth the entire time.
Yeah.
So an over and back violation there. Gales now will try to work once again. Only 4 points in the quarter so far. Inside, nice pass. Lightnecker out. Well, trying to get position, gets it. Nice turnaround there.
Well, Drew Swinehart is a very good passer, and he will probably have a lot to do with them scoring here.
Drew holding that hand a little with the brace on it as he came down the court. I don't know if he hit it off of it, but appears to be fine now as the Gales man-to-man defense try to force a little pressure. Lightnecker gives up the baseline and a travel. Good call there as Thomason lost his balance. He had the angle momentarily.
Well, Thomason, 6'7" junior, and he really, he can score inside. He's not real strong, but he's very wiry. He's a real good competitor and good free throw shooter. Runs the floor real well.
Now the Gales, once again, as you said, they're really packing the zone in, but now they're passing. And Jack, you called it. Swinehart is the passer. A beautiful dump pass right over the defense. And
well, that's one thing Drew Swinehart can do. He'll get the ball to whoever's open, and he does probably as good a job as anybody.
Nice job there. It's now Stoughton into the ball game as well for the Gales. Inside pass, blocked. Nice block there by Lightnecker, and a long three by Carr. And there's a foul on Swinehart the other way, and probably a good foul because that was an easy layup.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a good foul.
He went for the ball, and that's what you have to do in that situation. Here's a replay of that block, and he penned that one up.
And big Brant Lightnecker heading to Indiana State.
Starting to put a little more muscle on those arms, too, you can tell.
He's having a really, really good senior season. I really like the way he's played. He's really come on. He's certainly proven that he is certainly capable.
And that just became a better foul as Stinson misses the first of two. Lightnecker and McKnight will take a seat. Quiet first quarter for McKnight. And missed them both. And the rebound put in by Stinson.
That was an athletic play right there.
Yep.
Kendall Stinson, a great job.
Gales now try to work it, a much smaller lineup into Harvey, back out. Swinehart, they're going to leave him wide open. He gets it in. Nice play, nice job as Stoughton scores. So a big bucket at the end there. The Gales closed the gap to 2, but Newark at the end of the first quarter up 12-10 on the Gales. We'll be right back.
You're watching the high school basketball game of the week. Funded in part by Gary Sunoco, Ohio University Lancaster, Standing Stone National Bank, Professional Screen Printing, Seymour Distributing, Midwest Fabricating, Huddle Tire Company, the Fairfield Medical Center, the Westerman Companies, and Buffalo Wild Wings.
Back for second quarter action as McKnight prepares to toss it in. And the Gales look to try to tie or maybe even take a lead on a three-pointer.
Well, they're still in that box and one, which is a good move by Coach Quackenbush. They had a lot of success with it.
They're really trying to shut down the heart of what they feel is the Gales offense. And it's going to take somebody like Lightnecker, as you said, to really step up and take that pressure off and force them out of that D. So he'll go to the line now. Will Lightnecker with 2 attempts.
And you see Coach Quackenbush there, 7th year as a head coach at Newark, and St. Bonaventure graduate, a 2-year captain up there. Just really an outstanding player in high school, played on some very successful teams, as we see this replay here of the foul. Just a reach on the shot.
Lightnecker buries it. One of them, so 12-11. The Gales back on D.
Coach Quackenbush is 81 and 66, and he's doing a really good job there.
Well, now Cody Dennison back at point. Wants a 5 call, and I thought it was real close out there.
I thought it was a 6.
Yeah, maybe he asked for the wrong call. Now he'll fire the 3, Will Dennison, long. McKnight with the ball up quickly. Bounce pass over to Carr. Carr splits the seam. And there's a charge. Yeah, you can see that coming. He was set. Lightnecker, and that's big because the Gales really need him. That's his second foul. If they're going to play this box defense, he's going to be a key.
Yeah, now what Coach Kaufman's going to do now, he's going to talk to him about, hey, they flop a lot. And, and it's if you get away with it, it's good. And Newark does a good job of that. I think Coach Quackenbush takes him to acting school there, although that one very well may have been, as you said, that looked like a charge there. But they will do that quite a bit. And actually, that's part of basketball, and it's taking advantage of what is available.
So now 2 fouls on McKnight as well, as he's still in the ballgame, but Lightnecker leaves the game with his 2. The Gales look to try to find some rhythm here. This Newark team has come out hustling around this court, led now for most of the first and all of the second quarter. A foul away from the ball, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was on Jordan Lucas.
Yep.
But Newark's going to be very deliberate until they get what they want, and that's. Now what we hope is that they'll take a few more of those 3-point shots, miss them, because 3-point misses really can be easily turned into fast break points the other direction.
Absolutely. Close to a 5 count again, get it right inside. Right over, that could have been a foul there too. Stinson hits the bucket. McKnight tried to go for the block, but they let the action go. 14-11 Newark. They stay in their defense. Inside, nice pass Lost by McKnight inside. I thought he may have been fouled on that. Well, I'll tell you one thing, the kid can handle the ball. He's looked like he was out of control, did Dennison, but he is able to get it in and make the floater.
Right. Well, he did a nice job there, good body balance, and saw that he had it.
Gales want a full timeout now.
That's a good timeout by Coach Coffin. That's, just get his group set, and as you see this replay here, a little floater, and that's one of those shots you take when you've played a lot of basketball and you've practiced a lot of basketball in your lifetime, because it doesn't look that pretty if you haven't. Trust me.
That's absolutely right. It's a great point. That's something that you just don't see unless it usually comes from point guards or guys that, like you say, are playing basketball 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. Nice move. See the upcoming games of the week. Wednesday, February 1st, our first college game of the year as OUL Lancaster will play OSU Newark.
Doubleheader.
That's right. And then, of course, Fisher Catholic, Rosecrans will be coming down to Lancaster Fisher Catholic on the 4th. That's a Saturday. And, boy, that game's been circled, too.
No doubt.
The Irish are still undefeated, but, that's a mark on your jersey everywhere you go.
No doubt about it. The target gets bigger, especially when you're undefeated as they are.
Carr now inside as the Irish are number 2 in the state coming into tonight's play. And boy, that looked like maybe a foul, but no call. And now we have it inside. I think that was a foul away from the ball on McKnight. Jack, one of the things the box defense does as well, not only is stopping an offense, it can frustrate a team into, as you said, taking some bad shots or frustrate them, get them out of their rhythm, and then they try to force things. And so far, the defense can also backfire on you, but so far it's worked.
Well, yeah, it has, but I've got to be honest with you. In talking with Coach Kaufman this week, he said, they can box and one us. They can triangle and two us. They'll do a lot of, they've been known to do a lot of that stuff, so it's not like we're not prepared for it, but executing against it is another thing.
Absolutely. So now Newark with the largest lead of the night.
Newark has a little trouble with our half court because their gym is a little bigger.
You can tell that, can't you?
Yeah, and they've had trouble. They're almost at that half court line because their gym is 10 feet longer, I believe.
And now a foul on Swinehart. Away from the ball. 6th Gales foul. Yeah,
they're now in the 1-on-1, and that's not something you really want to get into. You want to stay out of foul trouble.
I actually was going to ask you about the length of the court earlier, just because I had noticed we had the one backcourt violation by Dennison, but also several close calls, and you can just tell they're used to a bigger court.
Right. And not that they haven't played on courts. There's a lot of courts this size as well, but
they set that offense up pretty deep, and as you see, they're close to that timeline almost every time. Coming close to a 5-second call.
Yes, they've been very. We're gonna get one on them here before long.
They try to take a little air out of the ball. Nice move inside. Now a 3, no good. And on the floor, McKnight comes up with it. Inside, changed the shot. Carr was in midair and changed the shot. And Newark comes back quickly. No good, and
yeah, he was out of bounds. That's we had a call like that at the Fisher game.
That's right.
When you go out and come back in.
Yeah, we've had several rulings on it, and I think I now know the correct ruling. I love going every place and having a different official tell me a different ruling, but I think we finally come up with it. 4:08 now to go. 16-11, the Gales trailing only 11 points so far in this game for an offense that is used to scoring that in half a quarter sometimes. McKnight fades, and there's a bucket.
Yeah, well, that's Mr. Instant Offense, I call him. He can put the ball in the hole. The biggest thing is you don't panic here. There's plenty of time. You just...
Yep, absolutely, as Dennison comes precariously close again to that half-court line. Newark running a little bit of, almost looks like a flex offense down low, trying to cut somebody through the middle and then take the air back out of the ball. Yeah, they've come close several times to that 5 call. Here's a 3-point attempt. It looks short. It is. McKnight with the rebound. Gets it out quickly to Carr. Carr gets it swiped from behind. And now a foul coming the other way. That'll be a 1-and-1 as the foul called on Stoughton. Coach is upset over there. He's saying, hey, we're doing the same thing they're doing. You're calling us for the fouls. There's the steal and the slap at it, and there's the slap back. First of 2, or excuse me, the first of a 1-and-1 up and in, giving Stinson that second chance. So 17-13. Gales trying to fight back in this one. Carr with the rebound. Now you see the Gales protecting that ball a little more coming up the court too, knowing that ball is going to try to be stripped. Lightnecker on the bench, 2 fouls early. Gales continue to try to work the perimeter. McKnight now with the jumper. That'll open up a little bit if he can hit that jumper down. So 15-17 as Jack, you get the feeling the way this game's going, the Gales should be down by more than they're down, so they've hung in.
Yeah, they're really okay. I'm telling you, it's just they just got to keep playing. Don't get rattled. You're the veteran team here. It's your home court. You're 5-0 in the league. You know, they're 2-3. You just, but it is your rival, and they will, you're going to get the best shot from Newark.
Yep.
You know, every time you play them, they always give you the best shot.
Little half-court weave. Close to that 5. Every time.
Like I said, they're going to get one here before long.
And I think he saw one coming, did coach for Newark, and he calls a timeout. Takes just a 30-second timeout. And I tell you, 2:03 to go, and it's one of those games where you watch and I look up and you see 15-17, and you know the Gales have struggled, but to only be down 2, that's a great sign. That's, like you said, that's the sign of that senior leadership hanging in.
Yeah, well, there's good and bad there. The good is it's early. It's only second quarter, 2 minutes to go. You're only down 2, and you haven't played anything close to what you're capable of. At the same time, if you come into this game and you say with 2 minutes left in the second quarter, you're down 2, that's not a good thing because this is your home floor. You're the senior team. So, there's a lot of things yet, a lot of things to come on with this. So, this is certainly a like I said, it's a big game. Obviously, anytime these two teams play, if they were both undefeated or neither had won a game. So, they have a lot of tradition, back with Gary Walters. I think he was there. He must have won 20,000 games there. I talked to Gary before the game. He's in politics now, man. I'm telling you, he was always politicking to those officials. I always sit there and was quiet, There's that Wildcat. I never got excited. I always just sit there, was quiet. And
Jack, I don't know if you watched the same games we watched, but back now to action as the Wildcats go back to that half-court weave, and there's McKnight just got away with the big push underneath, and now inside and blocked. McKnight long to Carr. Carr tries to convert the layup and does. Now Newark tries to get the ball in bounds and does. Into the hands of Stinson.
Well, Kevin Carr's very good around the basket. He's got great body control, and and again, that's again, the block, sets it up. The defense sets up your offense, and always does. Most of the time, it does.
Stinson makes
still on. He's going to get that 5.
Boy, it looked like he had lost that ball the whole time, and boy, just got enough of it to put it in. He's close to that 5 that time. Gales lose the ball. Yes, they do, out of bounds. They say it was last hit by McKnight. Here's I think we got a replay underneath here, and you'll see it. Boy, he's lucky he didn't pick up a personal foul.